You're tired of working day in and day out, trying to find new customers, chasing leads, doing whatever work comes your way, and never getting to earn what you're worth. You do it because you love the work, and you're passionate about serving older customers and their families. We get it. What you need is more of the right customers for your business, and more income for you and your family, so you can grow and help more people in your community. Well, you're in the right place, because this is Booming Your Bottom Line.
Hi, and welcome to episode 60 of Booming Your Bottom Line. Today, we'd like to talk with you about what makes customers buy, specifically an older customer. Now, there is a lot of money going into research right now by big corporations trying to figure out what they need to do to get the attention of these older buyers. And although I get why they're doing it, I think they're going about it the wrong way. Mainly since the answer is pretty simple, at least in terms of what you as a business owner should do. Now, I'm not going to rehash ideas we've talked about before since we specifically dealt with this topic on previous episodes. However, I am going to give you some deeper insight into these older customers. And I think there are three main things you need to understand as a business owner that serves older customers. Each of these have a different effect on your marketing, conversations, or other customer touch points. Now, first, older customers have an increased response to emotional stimuli. So what does that mean? Well, it means that all your conversations with them, all your marketing, it has to reach them at an emotional level. It needs to speak to the things they consider important, such as family, health, autonomy, independence, freedom, etc. And it should help them visualize what you're talking about, what your solutions and results are, right? So what you're saying, it can be apparent to them that it's relevant to them and their lives. Now next, these aren't people who will, under normal circumstances, hear your ad and run out to buy whatever it is you sell. On the contrary, these customers take their time. Obviously, should some immediate need present itself, a sickness or financial crisis, etc., they'll act more quickly. I mean, we all would. But by and large, these customers take their time to make decisions. They want to know facts, get other people's opinions and their experiences, read up, do their due diligence. They want to check you out. Then they want to sit with it for a while and stew on it before they make a decision. Next, and this is important, they are price conscious, just not in the way you think. They aren't necessarily sensitive to price as much as they are affordability and value. And that's a very important distinction there, since both affordability and value are subjective. These two things are completely related to how they are personally situated, financially, worldview, or otherwise. So being able to convey a value, say in terms of future expense reduction, which is frugal, or being able to illustrate how the investment might outweigh the initial cost, those are valuable when talking to these customers. Now, of course, there's a lot more to it. Things like how relevant they think you are to their lives, or even how much they trust you, which we discussed earlier in episode 22. And here's some of that now. Here's some of the reasons why a person may not buy. One, they don't know about you. And that could be because you have insufficient or inappropriate marketing. And by appropriate, I mean relevant to them. And you also may have too small a reach. You know, your messages are not reaching enough people. This could be because you're focused on the wrong places to have a presence in. Another reason that they don't buy from you could be because they don't trust you. And that's not always a negative thing. I mean, I'm not saying because you're untrustworthy. I mean, as a consumer, they don't trust your brand. They don't have an affinity for it. That could be because they haven't been exposed to you or your company or your brand enough. Maybe they've not been educated about your particular types of products, services, or your industry, or even your standing in their community. And maybe they don't have social proof that you are right for them. And by that I mean referrals or reviews or even testimonials.
Yeah, absolutely. And referrals is a good point, Mark. I mean, I see in our age group demographic, people go on Facebook and say, hey, who do you know who does XYZ in area A, B, and C, meaning geographically, right? The June and Ward Cleaver used to ask in the pew at church, right? Who's your plumber? Well, we do that on social media now, but we still are looking for referrals. So.
Oh, yeah, I see that every day.
Absolutely. Okay, another opportunity that might be getting missed is that they're not seeing your relevance, okay? Your product or service might be something they don't understand in relationship to their own lives, all right? If you're trying to explain to somebody what a hamburger is or home health monitoring, then you have to explain why they need one. Then you have to explain why yours is the best one. You might go broke trying to do all three of those things, okay? So relevance comes into play here, and that comes into buyer timing and marketing timing. Totally another subject matter, but it's something worth considering. Market timing and relevance are pieces of that puzzle as well. So if they don't perceive your brand as relevant to their lifestyle, if you're not present where they're hanging out in the channels they partake in, both physically presence and online presence, you can't play with just one piece in a puzzle.
Right. Agreed. Those are a few of the reasons why people don't buy from you. To know if those are applicable to you, you kind of need to take a look at your marketing. Are you reaching customers through their preferred channels? And like Aaron just said, local search, social media, TV, radio, etc. And for that fact, and this is very important, and a lot of business owners miss this, do you even know what their preferred channels are? Do you know where they are? If you don't, that's probably the first place you should start, is figuring that out. Because no matter what marketing you're doing, you're not going to be reaching them. And if you are in the right places, are you reaching enough people? Okay? And that has to do with the types of messaging that you're doing, spreadability, but also the number. It's not just about the number of people. So if you are in the right places and you're reaching them with the right message, what you're saying and how you're saying it is so important with all potential customers, including boomers. They have a preferred way that they like to engage, just like everybody does. Are you showing them how your business, products, and services are relevant to them? Can they develop an affinity for you because they see you as being not just beneficial, but purposeful in their lives? Are you using the right words, evoking the right emotions, and helping them draw the right conclusions about your company, products, and services? And do they understand what you do and, very important, what you stand for as a brand? Do they see you relevant to their perspective of the world, to their worldview? And world can mean the whole world. It can also mean your community. So do they think you care? I mean, that's very, very important, especially with the boomer demographic.
Absolutely. And I think, the care piece of that puzzle is exactly where you were going with that. And the end game here is, are you inspiring trust? Are you building relationships? Are you present in enough places that your potential client and your leads are present, showing them that you're humanized as a brand and dedicated to them and to your community?
Mm-hmm.
Are they seeing social proof of your commitment to them and your community? Or do they see customer testimonials from somebody they know from church, somebody they've seen at the grocery store? And are you out in the community, and are they learning from you? Have you given a speech recently? Have you put on a class where you're teaching somebody something? If someone's indifferent to your brand, meaning they don't have an opinion about you, it can be caused by any of the things that we just mentioned if that's absent in your business plan and your marketing plan.
Right.
And it can be changed, okay? And you should work to grow your presence where your potential clients are so they can form a frame of reference and an opinion about your brand and make sure that they see that you are worth buying from.
So as you've heard today, there's a lot that goes into why someone does or does not buy from you. Some of it's how you present what you do. Some of it is how you're perceived. And some of it is just how long you're willing to stay with that customer while they're in your funnel. And we actually cover this in great detail in our new Remodelers web class. Specifically, how to position yourself and your company to become the remodeler of choice for older customers in your city. Now, what we talk about in this class works for any business. We just created it specifically for remodelers because we truly want to support the important work they're doing in homes across America. So go to byblive.com/remodelers to take part in this free class. Learn how to take back your life as a remodeler. Really understand how to work smarter, not harder, so you can focus on the important work of helping older clients and earn more profit, but with fewer projects. We show you how in this Remodelers web class. Just go to byblive.com/remodelers to register for free. Now, I hope you've enjoyed this episode and that you've heard something that has helped you see a better way to serve your older customers and inspired you or helped you take a step closer to the future you want with your business. Thanks for listening. Until next time, be well, be bold, and boom your bottom line.